So you showed this product of the project, and we'll of course discuss it. We have already some questions addressing it. But to conclude the presentation of the speakers, I would like now to invite Calliope Cravari to speak on the role of the Resistant project. It's a project on training and knowledge sharing platform for first responders, educational tools, and students and citizens against natural man-made disasters and risks. So, Calliope, you have 20 minutes, please.
Thank you. Let me share my presentation. Okay. Resistant project actually is about the first, let's say, training and knowledge sharing platform for first responders, and of course our aim is to provide some tools for students and citizens. So I'm going to present you our work here. The project consists of 7 partners, 4 countries, and it's about to finish as the rest of the projects. We, as the International Hellenic University, are the coordinator of this project, and we have partners from academia, companies, and of course, first responders and civil protection authorities. So the overall object of Resistant project is to build the first European crisis training platform. So we have 3 main concepts, let's say. The first one is the educational training. So at this step, we study the state of the art and, of course, tools that can be used for hazards and risks. The second part is about operational training, and here we study mock-up real-scale transport cases. And the last one, it's a VR/AR training, which actually was not only interesting, but really helpful for everyone, because we were able to reproduce an entire accident or another scenario and let first responders, citizens, stakeholders to participate and have a better understanding of the event. So as far as concerns our objectives, we started from mapping the status of current initiatives and, of course, other procedures. We proceeded with the implementation of an educational platform, of course, using AR technologies. Then we updated and expanded the training program, so a variety of scenarios were created and used for training purposes. And of course, our ultimate goal is to support civil protection and disaster risk management actors in order to exchange knowledge, good practices, and of course, any expertise. About our strategic objectives, as I said, we will and we already tried to support existing partnerships. So we tried to invite other stakeholders and authorities to participate and get advantage of this platform. So we already had 4 cases that allowed many participants to know better this resistant platform. So we designed a lot of tools. Among others, we used VCR control rooms. I'm going to explain better later about this one. And of course, our platform is not only for training, but also it is about preparedness, which means that the material is available and everyone can take advantage of that, even when the project ends. So we had here at first an observatory of the existing initiatives and training infrastructure. It was an important step for our project because we wanted to understand what other initiatives actually do and how they contribute to the state of the art. So we have already selected and studied more than 60 actually projects. The first 20 was used to create 10 key points, key indicators that allowed us to understand better what other people in the field want to do, or what they want to study, what the needs are actually. So there are some here that we already used and studied. And what we learned from this observatory is that there is a need for technology, mainly for training and early prediction. So everyone assumed that we should think a way and we should find a way to cooperate. We should find a way to collect the information and find a way to collaborate in crisis management. So this was a leading path for us. All efforts in these projects actually targeted at 4 main actions. The first one is the cooperating training, which was addressed here in Resistant. We proposed a cooperation educational procedure. The second action was about collecting information. That's what was an interesting point, because many other projects indicated that we have to try to get information, even if it is not so easy or not so clear. For instance, we should use social applications, we should use photos, we should use any type of media, not only data that we gather through platforms or some, let's say, forums, but whenever we can find an interesting example or experience should be collected. The third action was about the development of an alert system. It was about awareness. Of course, there are a lot of things to do here. Our aim was to provide awareness, not only to first responders, but also to help citizens and other groups of involved parties. And of course, the last one was about the crisis management model. Here, there was a need to find a way to merge stakeholders from different countries to develop specific standards. There is a lack of standards, and that's a serious problem here. So we proposed a novel approach using augmented reality. So this was a case that first responders could use augmented reality to guide their behavior and their response. It was an interesting experience, and we believe that it could be used as a standard in training. Here you can see the top 10 key indicators that came out during Resistant project. As we can see here, crisis management, resilience, collaboration are among the first ones. And of course, there are some other which include volunteers, awareness, and preparedness. That was the case for us. We tried to take care everything and try to do the most of the possible contribution that we can have. The next step in this project was the validation demonstration of our approach. We implemented 4 cases. The first one was education and training seminars for students and citizens. The second was about emergency management frameworks. We had a field training for protection from floods. And of course, the last one was about training for awareness and emergency services. So each of these cases were conducted in another country, and more people had the opportunity to participate. So to achieve these goals, we defined some use cases. We set it up an appropriate pilot environment using infrastructure of the International Hellenic University and connectable partners of this project. Then we operated and tested, of course, our solution on these pilot use cases. We validate, of course, our usability, and we let the platform to be freely available to everyone. Now I'm going to give you some presentation about this infrastructure. The first, as I said, the core infrastructure is the training platform itself. It's a dual purpose platform. Here we have two options: to train first responders and to train civilians. So if we have a first responder, he or she will check the relevant material, not everything. Then we used virtual school infrastructure and technology. It's a mixed media approach with augmented reality and virtual reality. We have a virtual control room. Okay, and of course we have the state of the art about an emergency management system. So I'm going to show you the platform. This is the platform. Here we have first responders case and civilians. Everyone can log in depending on its case. Here is the first responders training. We can find here our exercises and material that can be used for its case. The training of first responder section of the platform has three different subsections: educational training, operational training, and of course the virtual reality training. The civilians, on the other hand, have more opportunities here, as you can see. And here you can have training material for children, for adults, for people with disabilities, and of course training material for the trainers. We try to train the trainers actually, which is really important. Here we can see the virtual school infrastructure. We use 3D miniature modeling in order to reproduce the site, the building, whatever we want to study. And then you can see here some examples. And then you can use an application, an open source application that can be downloaded to a tablet or phone. And then we can have some augmented reality training using, of course, the developed scenario that we have. The virtual school needs, as I said, a smart device too. It's not only the platform, but we need a tablet or something like that. And of course, we need internet connection in order to download, install the application, and then proceed with the scenario. The VCR room, the virtual control room, is another facility that we have. It is established here in International Hellenic University. It is one of the most complete and modern VCR rooms all over Europe. So here you can train first responders and people that should be trained using a real control room. So you can see here, there is the training room. We have a lot of equipment there. And of course, the trainers room, so we can check trainees. Here you can see an example, and what we also offer is a training course that can be certified using two levels, the fundamental level and the L2 level, the advanced level. So people that took this training can take a certificate too, which is important for them. Here you can see part of the syllabus that we use for the VCR training. We have some introduction in modeling and simulation, and of course we have a lot of what-if scenarios that can be used. Here are some screenshots from the training simulation. You can see that depending on the case, we have a lot of opportunities, for instance, how we should react in chemical accidents or something like that. Here are more from this environment. And the final part is Concord Emergency Management System, which has a lot of parts actually. This system includes incident management tools, team management tools, so we are able to take care of the team and find where they are and try to coordinate them. We have hospital management tools, and we have another tool, which is the patient management tool. So everyone can be connected here and can have some basic measurements about its state. Here you can see some screenshots from this one. And of course, we have an interactive map, which actually can control and help to coordinate the team in the area that the first responders operate. Of course, tracking tools and decision-making tools are also included here. These are tools that can support specialized decisions regarding requirement analysis and what responders should do, where to go. To proceed with this one, we asked the people to participate in a questionnaire. We did that in order to evaluate our, of course, approach and try to find what their needs were. So we analyzed the responses that we received, and we see that most of the people need actions regarding preparedness and response. So all use cases and all material were oriented to these two phases, mainly. Here you can see our advanced training technologies as Resistant proposed them. We have some field operations. We have here the dispatch center, and of course the control room with the trainees, and all of them are controlled from here, the trainer's room. And of course, as I say, the Concord Resistant platform uses more tools in order to facilitate more complicated scenarios, actually. And here is our certificate, and just a few words about our pilot use cases, and I will finish my presentation. As I said, 4 cases. The first one was about students and citizens. We used that in some schools in Greece and North Macedonia. We had another case about cross-border management frameworks. We have also some full-scale exercises related to floods. And of course, the last one was about earthquake and tabletop training exercises. I'm not going to say more here. I can reply to any question if you need. We can just see here one of the pilot cases that actually were used. This is about the school. Students reproduced their school, and they used then the AR tool for the augmented reality. So they had here the plan of the school, and they try to learn how to evacuate their school, how they should react in a case of flood or earthquake. So each case is personalized, and it refers to a specific tool or a specific place. So people that are trained there are trained to their own school, their own place. So that was an interesting contribution, of course, and people took advantage of that. So that's all for us. Thank you. If you need something to ask, I would like to answer, of course.